Hey everybody, it's Marty the JavaScript Party. I didn't bring in Rhett, I guess because I was working on my other video, and then I just kind of got rolling and never brought her in for this one. Should bring her in tomorrow morning, hopefully, so that'll be good. Looks like I have a import that I'm not using, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. Um, can't remember what video this is. Let me see. This is going to be video 287. Yeah, that makes sense. Yesterday I was talking about my 286 processor. Git add. Let's see. Video 287. Moves an unused import. I know a lot of people will leave like unused imports in their code going into PR so that like the people who are doing the PR can have an easy thing to be able to say, look, I'm doing my job. All right, so it looks like this geometry has a link to a 3 geometry. We do not want that. Um, so I'm hoping there's like a 3, or yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a 3 geometry service. 3 geometry service has a geometry dictionary, and I'm guessing that all of this is by STID, ST geometry ID, but let's double check, see where this thing is used. So we create it here in this ST geometry service and in ST mesh service. That's weird that we call it in both those places. Get geometry by ST geometry ID. So we see that we are in fact using the ST geometry ID. It is weird to me that we have 2 different places. Oh no, this is the actual one. What is this then? No, this is ST geometry service, and then this is our 3 geometry service. So I feel like the mesh service should probably not be creating geometries. It should probably be going to the ST geometry. I don't think that there's anything particularly wrong with that, but equals this get geometry by I. Okay. Oh wait, no, this doesn't create it. This just gets it. I was trying to look for the creating. Geometry. Okay. We want to see that we create these things based on the STID. Silly rabbit. All right. And we only do that for one place, so that's a good thing. That makes me feel good. And so we get a geometry ID. Geometry ID. Oh, we create it, so yeah, something does not look right about that spelling to me. Oh my gosh, my darn. Okay, GEOMETRY. Yeah, I don't know why that looks wrong to me. All right, so this is actually our ST geometry ID. So I've got to get a little bit more consistent on that. Again, right now I only have ST geometry IDs, and I never interact with anything outside of that, but I'm pretty sure that's coming. It's like when you start reading and it's just like, is this the ST, the 3 geometry ID? I think I kind of made, and I think what I did was I kind of came up with the idea that I was going to, if it didn't have ST in front of it, it was a 3. So that alone. Okay, so go to definition, and now we're gonna change this to, I think I already had that copied, but okay. And I think that saves Brian's brain cycles when we're trying to sort of think through this stuff. Let's change this. And I would like to rename this get geometry by st geometry ID. Let's just copy that into the clipboard. And then come over here and we did hit save and see what breaks. Something should break. I'm assuming we are calling that from somewhere. Uh, oh, so right in the same function. Oh no, we're in the st mesh. Get geometry by stid. Let's see what we got next. Whew. Now, what's next? Get geometry, create geometry. Okay, so yeah, so let's go back to, we do not want to have a link at all to the, okay, let's just come back to here. Let's do close all, close all. Now we are going to the, we want to go to the interfaces, and I want to go to geometry, and I don't want to have this there. And we already have the ST geometry, so let's just get rid of this and see what breaks. If I remember correctly, because we've done this a few times, we're going to have like something that sets it, but doesn't need to set it anymore, and we have something, one or two places that use it, and they need to be updated to, and I think every time the actual uh, ThreeJS, the 3GS library that we need is already exists. But okay, so this broke here, and this literally just sets it, which we do not need that anymore. We're gonna probably end up deleting that on the, and it wouldn't surprise me actually if we don't even use it at all. All right, so this is like a perfect example of the kind of thing that, like in JavaScript, will just seem to be working, but then it'll be broken in the weirdest place. And so the basics work. Let's go ahead and just get rid of this line of code. Since in the past, basically every time we've had to do that now, we're just getting a little bit more efficient with this process. All right, so now let's run our unit tests. Yeah, it's probably going to break some unit tests. npm run test, because the reason it's probably going to break it is because the tests, actually we even saw when we did our search, we saw that there were unit tests that were calling it with this. See, I think, yes, I don't know why I didn't change this to STID. Guess there's no reason not to. Now, in real time, when we're writing this code and we say get geometry by ID, we're going to be calling it in the ST service, so it may not be necessary to. Or oh, it's trying to build. I think if I remember correctly. Oh well, yeah. Let's go ahead and start that over again because we did just change the code, and there's no telling what code it has. It does take it a minute. But these cups from McDonald's in the year 2000, and it was like a special anniversary for Disney, so they were selling them like if you bought a value meal at McDonald's, you got that. Man, and I cannot believe how long it's been since we've eaten at McDonald's. Just as we got older, our bodies just can't handle it anymore. Used to be very good. And actually, I think that it has, I don't know, there's no telling. Okay, so service. Okay, so this is our geometry service. Okay, so this is the 3. Yeah, this is for 3. So I think this is just get geometry by STID. So we are getting a 3 geometry by STID. And so that makes sense because when we're writing it, if we're trying to use it, we'll be calling the 3 service. Now, if we're getting a 3 geometry, we probably should. Like if from the ST side, we probably should name it get 3 geometry. And see, that's the thing I really like about working with ThreeJS is like just the concept of a geometry is a hard concept. So the whole thing is just such a good mental challenge. All right, so if I remember correctly, it does not update that. So I don't see how this will make us have less than 100% coverage, but I do see how it will break existing things. And yesterday when I was working on this, I was like, I can't see how I break it. Now it's very obvious to me how I break it. Okay, so in our animation spec, we apparently use this. This one might be a little trickier because we do need to get a 3 geometry apparently. Well, it says, are we even using geometry in this test? No, we don't even use geometry in that test. That's wild. And so, man, I think I'm like literally 99% healthy. I'm probably healthier than I was before I got this because like my knees aren't sore at all because I haven't been running in like 3 days, 4 days. So like everything is all healed up. My shoulders feel good, my knees, my wrists, everything feels great. All right, so looks like that's working. There's kind of like 3 layers. There's whether the unit test gets all passing on the test that you wrote, and then there's um, whether it compiles, and then yeah, so so those are and what percentage coverage. So we do have our 100% coverage, so that's good. We fixed that issue. We want to kill it there. npm run. I don't think we have to run Cypress run. Um, Run the manual ones every time. maybe 1 in 3 times, 1 in 4 times when we launch Cypress, we need to actually launch the actual editor um, for it. I genuinely thought we'd be a lot farther along in this project by now, but like it's like so much harder to build out these um, multi visualization frameworks that that's just way harder than I was expecting it to be. Like literally, like I remember working at a place once where we were talking about upgrading the Angular JS application to Angular 2, so the first version of TypeScript, and one of our uh, one of our developers, like he was a mid-level developer, he was absolutely convinced that we would have it done in 2 weeks, and then this QA person, who was a junior QA, was just like, no, I think it's going to take you guys at least 6 months. I honestly had no idea. Like, I was like, I don't have the biggest idea how long this is going to take. Like, because there's no telling, like, oh, okay, we figure out some little um, way, because basically it was mostly like Excel type grids. Um, and maybe there was just like a way that we could just move it. Actually, I had been told that there was like CLI upgrade tools and stuff like that. And none of those worked. But it ended up taking us exactly 6 months to do it, to convert the whole application over to Angular TypeScript, Angular 2. I believe we had it done by Angular 5. So it was Angular 2 came out 6 months later. Angular 4 came out because they were trying to sync up the router version and the regular main CLI version. And so they skipped 3 and went to 4, and then went from 4 to 5, and that was like so about a year. I guess right when it went to 5 was when we were ready to roll. So it'd been like right at 6 months. Um, a new version of Angular is supposed to come out, Angular 21, any day now. So we've passed 8 of our 10. I think there's 10. Oh, okay. So yeah, all our specs passed. So that is good. So we're ready to do a commit. First, we'll go through and get rid of any console logs or just anything silly we don't want there. So that was way easier than I was expecting it to be. That's for darn sure. Let's see. All right. I think we already made a commit for this video, right? Chris, one we had a didn't we just do a commit? Yeah, that was it. Video 287. Remove an unused import factor geometry to remove deep link. And we did go through everything, huh? What was the change for animation? So this was a simple, it's just because of the rename. Oh, we only changed it for the animation spec. So right now, I think all we animate is like a rotation or something, not these dimensions or anything that we have. So ST geometry. Yeah, so and we don't even calculate we don't store the rotation, and I don't know even know if that's on the geometry or not. Anyways, all right, push All right, so what is next? What is next? What is next? Okay, so we're gonna just start, and it's really nice because now that I think about it, like I think this would have been so much harder before TypeScript because, we can just be like, look at all the types and see if we have um, any deep reads. Okay, so this is must be our services. Okay, so that was not what I was looking for. I was looking for interfaces. So ST animation, three path alias. So that's a one-to-one. Temporal types. That's basically a string, basically a primitive. Values and a function. So I think this. I don't think I'm using values at this point. I think the idea of values is going to be like if I had 10 10 x positions, it would move like whatever the array has in it. I think that was what I was thinking. So that looks good. Now there's this app model, which I haven't, which basically just has an array of ST visualizations. So that one probably should be visualization IDs, not visualizations. Okay, so dictionaries, three, layout. I feel like I'm missing something. Was there? Oh, okay. This is ST, and then these are the three versions of STs, and then there's a whole three of its own. Okay. So I think these are the ones I really, really, really care about. Material. There we go. There is another example of one that we want to get rid of. So that will be what we work on tomorrow. Let's see, let me close others. So what this will do is like tomorrow when I bring up my IDE, it'll be here and I'll be like, okay, hopefully I'll remember, okay, we want to get rid of this three material. This one I think will be super easy. Um, I think that app models is going to be hard when it's time to do that. This is probably, I probably want to get all these. See, I have experience deleting these things, so I have a good idea of how much time it's going to take, um, and what the risks are. Whereas, like, those other ones are like a different direction, so I'd rather knock these out ahead of time. So, ST meshes. For some reason, I thought we had already taken care of this one, but yeah, we need to get that one out of here. ST renderer. Yeah, we already took care of that. ST scene. We changed those to numbers. ST visualization. This is going to, we're going to have to create like a viz component service or a viz, yeah, components, like a general one that has a list of all my components. And then and I just have the component ID in here. Um, so yeah, that'll be that. So we're getting closer. Um, and once that is done, then we can finally get back to trying to get the first rabbit hole. So at the very top is we're trying to work on um, edit, on update. And so we're kind of moving through, and then I realized that if I come in here and I delete, and then I hit add, and then I hit update, that I have a different ID. So this one was the other one was ID 1. This is ID 12. And I want to recycle numbers, so that means I need this to be ID 1. Now it would be the easiest thing in the world just to ignore that, but it will be so hard, so much harder to actually recycle. Um, it's going to be hard to recycle now because, like there was 11 used, right? So I have to go and make sure that every one of them gets deleted and then I'm back to one. And I don't even think that like my system would even catch it, like if one in the middle got missed or whatever. So it's going to be a lot to try to recycle all of these because I already have like 11 things to get created. Well, when there's hundreds of things that get created, it'll be not feasible. It's possible now, but before I could do that, like this viz component, I don't think this viz component has an ID. So I'm gonna have to create like a viz component ID and then manage that, and then only have try to only have one reference to that and delete that reference, um, and hope that I can me deleting the reference would also make that to go away. So anyways, that's where I'm at. Happy coding, everybody. Have a great Sunday. Bye.